And I'll tell you another thing. Frankly, you're beginning to smell.
Bullshit. Hi, folks. Welcome to the show. Great state of Georgia on a Monday. How you doing? Did you have a good weekend, did you? What you do? Hang out with the kids? Take the dog for a walk? Did you have a chili dog, coffee light? I had a good weekend myself. Bought myself a new vehicle. Damn straight. Actually took a one. I don't mess around, okay? I don't shop like a woman shopping for shoes. Even if it's a fucking $50,000 car, I don't do it. I don't have time for that shit. It gives me a headache. I don't like decisions. I took one test drive in Pooler of a Genesis, which was very nice and stuff, and a couple of brothers. And I really wanted to buy, because I was a salesman. And I know what it feels like to be on the other end. And today, buying a car, let's be honest, it's not what it was years ago when you leave there bleeding from the ass and you're missing your eyes. Now you can go on the internet and look at the manufacturer retail part, book. You can look at everything. It's kind of an open, and it's a pain in the ass. So I took that test drive, and it was a nice car. I liked it. So I was trading in my Infiniti. QX70, is that what I got? I don't know if I can't even remember. Anyways, it's like a 2015 with 101,000 miles on it. And so I looked that up at 19 different sources. It said it's worth between like $7,000 and 10. And so this Genesis dealer, they come back, they crunching numbers, they come back, and it says $1,500 for the trade-in. And I didn't say anything. I didn't argue. I went, okay. I go, well, look, you're my first stop. So I said, I wasn't going to buy anything today anyway. You're literally the first. I'm starting this process now, but I didn't even say anything. What are you, fucking high? Yeah. $1,500. And then it was like over 84 months. I'm like looking to buy it in cash maybe, because I'm doing so well. Selling that shit. So I go, okay, no, I'll get back to you. And it's so awkward. You're in a test drive. I'm in a test drive with a black guy, and he touches their head. I go, I don't like that shit. Put on the white station. He goes, what? No. No, they were really good guys. They were big fucks. I go, gee, what do you guys? I go, you could beat me up to make me buy this car. So then I wanted that. I was looking between Genesis and a Cadillac. If you're Italian, it's the law. You have to have a Cadillac. As a kid, my dad had a old silver. We called it the Gray Ghost. It was a 1974 or 72. You could have a keg party in the back seat. Real black leather. I mean, I tried to get laid many times in that. These boys kept running out of the car. They get scared of me. Anyways, yeah, so I had that caddy in high school. I mean, not a nice one. I mean, a big fucking one that all my friends liked because we could pig pile in it and treat it like whatever the fuck. Anyways, I always see these SUVs on the road, and they catch my eye, and it's always a Cadillac. So finally, I said, fuck it, I went up to Hilton Head. It's a Cadillac dealership about 3 miles down the road from me, but they didn't have anything inventory. I went up to Hilton Head, took a test drive, fucking loved it. Went home, crunched the numbers. Of course, the wife's breathing down my neck with the numbers. She's a lot better than I am at that. Like I said, me, I'd come home and go, yeah, I got a good day, whatever. I just want the car. Unless you're ripping me off for $40,000, I'm not. But so, anyways, yeah. So I went back up there. I crunched all the numbers and shit, and I give him the old. I got to talk to my accountant, Mel Bernstein. He's and these guys, they're Southern kids. They don't know who Mel Bernstein is. They're like, dude, some Jew's gonna fuck this up for us. No, they were great up there. Great. I love Southern guys. They're just fucking cool dudes. So I went up there, I called, and I said, look, knock this much off, blah, 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 a few more demands. I'll be up there tomorrow with a certified check. And he goes, yeah, we're not going to lose your business over $900 or something, whatever the fuck. Went up there the next fucking day. Went to bank, certified check, bing, ting, pang. Drove home, hit a car in front of me on the way home. No. I thought I was gonna fucking rain. I was driving like an old lady, like a bitch. Fuck, I'm gonna slide into somebody. It's an XT5 Caddy. 2023. It only had 26. It was just what I was looking for. I always buy pre-owned. I'm not going to fucking shell out an extra 25 grand. As soon as you drive it off the lot, you lose it. Excuse me. Pre-owned certified. And I got lucky. That's not the one I went up there to test drive. And I just spotted it. I go, what's the deal here? He goes in. I go in with him. He waves his manager. And the guy goes, we just certified that yesterday. Takes out the paperwork. It was just what I fucking was looking for. Took it for a test drive. Loved it. And that's all she wrote. Why you guys are giving fuck? I don't know. I'm just killing time. I got to do 2 of these shows in a row today. Got to have something to talk about. And what else did I do? Ate food, worked out twice. Had pizza, found delicious pizza. There's a place called Vinny, what is it, Vinny Go-Go? Vinny Van Go-Go's. Vinny Van Go-Go's. That's a great one downtown. That's actually a guy from Brooklyn, the pizza's killer. But there aren't too many good places. Then my wife brought me home called from Holy Pies. I went, what the fuck? This makes DiGiorno's look like the best pizza in Italy. But then she brought home Screaming Mimi's yesterday. And it was the people who own it, apparently from New Jersey. Thin crust, like New York style, killer pizza. Had fucking about 7 slices laid down on the couch, nice. Gave birth to triplets about an hour because of lactose intolerance. Anyways, that was my weekend. Red Sox took 2 out of 3 from Dallas's Braves, but they're both. Sox are now 3 under 500. We're both in the same. We win 1, we lose 3. We win 2, we lose. It's insane with all that talent. But they're all young kids. They throw the ball around. They make real mental. I can just see them being really fucking good. Enough of that shit. It's a nice segue. Real professional. Headline: just a plain disaster. Ukrainian forces, folks. Did you guys read about this? I had to. They stunned the Russian military Sunday after wiping out and damaging dozens of nuclear bombers and other aircraft with ambitious and complicated attacks that struck Vladimir Putin's airbase deep inside the country of Kiev. Take a look at, here's what they did. I'll tell you before we show it. I was reading about it this morning. They had a bunch of like wooden, almost like tool sheds that they put somewhere just over the border or whatever, a whole bunch of them. What were they filled with? Drones. And somehow with a remote, they opened the roof of the tool sheds and these things come out like a hornet's nest and flew to wherever they were programmed to fly and blew up all these planes. $7 billion worth. I mean, it was like fucking... But I'm sitting here going, oh, Jesus, can you imagine Vlad hearing this? What's he going to do? And I'm going, what if he thinks we're behind it or whatever? You know what I mean? All that shit popped into my head. Here's a video. They called it, even the Russians were calling it Russians Pearl Harbor. Pretty cool, ain't it? I mean, as far as technology. Go ahead, David, you big girl. Apparently not. David's very tired.
Ukraine staging a major attack on Russia. Incredible video coming in, capturing the large-scale special operation. Ukrainian drones and missiles targeting 4 Russian military airfields across the country, destroying some of its nuclear-capable bomber fleet on the ground. Overnight, Russia attacking Ukraine with 479 drones and missiles, marking one of, if not the largest overnight aerial attack of the war. This comes as leaders from Russia and Ukraine are expected to return to the table for a second round of peace talks tomorrow. President Zelensky.
Trump's like, remember last week, Trump's going, Putin's crazy. He's crazy. That's the one promise Trump was saying, I'm like, dude, this isn't a squabble between housewives. This is a fucking war between 2 countries that, one country used to be part of the other country, and you got a fucking former head of the KGB, Vladimir Putin. He'll fight at the drop of a hat. Anyways, even pro-Moscow military bloggers are calling the strike, which used drones hidden in trucks, too, the Russian Pearl Harbor. The mission carried out by Ukraine Security Services, that's SBU, using first-person view, FPV, drones hit 41 Russian heavy bombers. Those are the planes that carry nuclear weapons, too, and other warplanes at 4 separate airfields, thousands of miles from Ukraine. The cost of the destroyed aircraft, most of which Russia no longer even manufactures, is at least $7 billion worth, according to Kiev. That's a lot of cashish. The doomsday bombers are a critical part of Russia's nuclear deterrent, originally designed to obliterate the United States, and Europe with atomic weapons in the event of a full-out war. Well, so it's not totally bad news. Ukraine said the aircraft had been converted and were being used to pummel their country with cruise missiles, which they were. Officials claim they had destroyed more than 1/3 of Russia's strategic bombers in the strike. That's fucking insane. Tu-95 Bear, that was my nickname in high school. What? Nuclear bombers and Tu-22 Backfire, fast attack bombers, and A-50 Mainstay command and control jets were among the aircraft that were destroyed in the strike. Look at this guy like he's playing Risk. Put universal remote docking station. You want to fuck with me here now? That's a scene out of what else? Sopranos. Paulie Walnuts picks up the Russian guy's remote control, throws it over his shoulder, and it smashes. Oops. Yeah, you were probably wiping your ass with your bare hands before you got here. Right? You want to fuck with me here now? Oh, Dallas, please watch that. Anyways, that is that. So, yeah, I don't know what Trump... They're not going to... They were supposed to talk again, Zelensky and Putin. Of course, they sent their reps to represent them. Anyways, let's move on to some, again, war-related, kind of a neo or a proxy war. Anti-Semitic scumbag arrested, which is what the headline should read, but it doesn't, not in our media. A hate-fueled suspect launched a targeted terror attack in Colorado on Sunday, setting at least one woman on fire the guy, this jerk-off, there he is, he screamed, "End Zionists," and lobbed the Molotov cocktails at people commemorating Israeli hostages still in Gaza. It wasn't a protest. They were just supporting the hostages. That's all. And then this jerk-off, video footage captured the alleged attacker, who law enforcement sources identified to the Post as Mohammed Suleiman. I'll say it again. Anybody named Mohammed or Suleiman, get them out of the country. Yeah, but some of them are good. I don't want to hear about it. Get them out of the country. Put them in internment camps. After they please, read your fucking Quran. Not that I have, but I've talked to people who read the Quran, who talked to people who used to read the Quran. What? I'm just saying, it's all about world domination. Soros and everybody would love that water spilled here. That's why they hire all those protests on campuses. Those are hired people by Soros and NGO and all that shit. Now it's spilling here, and it's getting fucking ugly. So that guy is Mohammed Suleiman in the middle of a tirade about Palestine and calling for the death of Zionists before he tossed the fiery containers. They are killers, he screamed. How many children have you killed today? Let's take a look at the Jew hater.
Wearing an orange suit with like something on his mask.
Spraying alcohol.
Hates Jews.
Hates Jews. He's making Molotov cocktails. Hates Jews.
Put on a shirt. What are you, black?
Well, we can't do it when he's got Molotov cocktails on.
The guy has to explain to the women he's with, no, we can't do that because there's fuel in those bottles. You numbnuts. Here's another video. After he threw it, one of them exploded, burned a bunch of, even the kids got burned, but some woman was literally on fire. You can see her in this clip, people circling around, and you can see like smoke coming up, like a Johnsonville sausage. That's her on the ground behind that post. Fucking burned. Somebody died, right? Wasn't there one death? No? Critical, yeah. Okay? I mean, what the fuck?
You're a real crumb bum.
Like, we don't have enough problems in this country. It's unclear how many people in total were hurt, but cops said at least some of the injuries may be life-threatening. And there were some children that got burned. Witnesses also told CBS Colorado that they saw the suspect approach the crowd and hurl Molotov cocktails at them. Once again, it's what the left does. This country has so much cancer in it in those college campuses that need to be douched. I mean, by the way, this wasn't in the story, an illegal who's overstayed his visa. You know, the thing that Trump's trying to stop, and he's being called a bigot and a racist for it, from the left. At what point, I'll say it again, do the Democrats go from being a political opposition to fucking enemies of this country? At what point? Hakeem Jeffries, arrest him. On what charges? I don't give a fuck. For being a hateful whitey hater. And don't forget, this isn't isolated. Was it last weekend that a couple in D.C. coming out of a Jewish museum or whatever were gunned down? One of those was an American. Americans now being killed because of a squabble that's been going on in the Middle East for fucking 2,000 years. Now it's spilling into which is just what guys like Soros want. Anything to create chaos. So it's getting fucking, and there's no fucking need for it. Insane. And it's going to get, and so we had that one. There were 3 of them I talked about, right, before the show. You had this, you had the couple getting gunned down. There's been a whole bunch of fucking incidents already, which is, I don't know. I don't know how you, but anti-Semitism, it seems to be really flourishing. And then you got people coming out and, you know, again, some college professor jerk off, I don't know if it was Harvard or Brown, defending this shit. Those are the guys that get it. And when Trump tries to make a move, you know, you can't do that, you can't do this. They're trying to stop his tariffs. That was creepy over the weekend. I heard him say, if the judges stop this, it'll ruin the United States. And that's the whole purpose. So when does it become Civil War time? I guess that's my question. Not that I ever want that. But at what point do you go, well, you guys obviously hate the country. That you, the left, the media, the Democrat Party, you fucking hate it. You're our enemy. Anyhow, I hope that doesn't happen because there's a documentary on Pee Wee Herman I want to see on HBO Max. I'm not kidding you. It came out, I guess it came out May 23rd. It's about Paul Rubens. Some guy made it, and I think it's called Pee Wee as himself or some shit. He's dead, right? Yeah. Son of a bitch. Folks, not much. I do have a lot to report as far as Tommy getting me dates. He sent me we're not going to put them up till we have them all like confirmed. But I know Tampa side split is confirmed. I think the Draft House in Arlington, Virginia. We're trying to hook up other gigs with it, like the next night in these towns. Zany's in Nashville I'm doing, I think in October. He brought me like 4 or 5. But like I said, once they're solidified on paper, we will tell you about that at nickdip.com. If you want to support the show, go to nickdip.com and go to the merchandise page. Baseball hats, winter hats, hoodies, coffee mugs. We got the, what's the new one now? We got the Nick DiPaolo spine board. I don't know why would have that. And Nick DiPaolo mac and cheese. Delicious. Diarrhea-like, but delicious. Also, you can watch full episodes of my show and Louder with Crowder, which is probably the best show on the internet. And all exclusive Rumble Premium content. You can watch it ad-free with 1 subscription. So join Rumble Premium, and you do that by clicking the link in the description below. You'll be glad you did, boys and girls. Would I lie to you?
Hi. Good night, everybody.